I was watching this documentary last night and it had me thinking about maybe your situation, and that is these filmmakers had been accepted into this prestigious program and they thought they'd just try it, and when they got the letter they almost felt like someone was playing a joke on them that they got in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Was that, and then when we were talking off camera, that sparked this question. So was that something that when you applied to leave, you said Hendrix?
Yeah. So basically, I applied to film school kind of as a built-in excuse to not pursue my dreams, if that makes sense. So I was just like, I'm gonna apply to USC Film School, and no one gets into there. So I'm gonna apply, get rejected, and then I can say I tried, and then I can go about my life. And I was gonna work at like a gas company in Arkansas. Like that's what I was gonna do after graduation. And I ended up actually not doing that, and I worked as a youth director for a little while. But so I applied to USC in the middle of planning my wedding, basically.
Oh, wow.
And I got a response one day, like literally an email that said, like the subject line was like, RSVP for Admitted Students Day. Because I guess they sent the email in the wrong order.
Oh.
And I was like, Admitted Students Day, what does that mean? And then a few minutes later, I got like a admission decision thing. So I found out kind of in reverse, and I was so confused. And I thought someone played a joke on me. And I found out I got into USC about 2 weeks before I was going to get married. And so I was so stunned, and I was talking to my wife, and I was like, so like, I'm not gonna go. And she's like, no, you have to go. And my wife was in the middle of pharmacy school at the time, so she couldn't just pick up and leave what she was doing. So that meant like, she pushed me to say yes, to pursue my dreams. And so we got married, and then literally 2 weeks later after we got married, I moved to Los Angeles to start film school.
Wow.
It was pretty wild. Yeah, but it was amazing because like, and it's just a testament to how awesome my wife is. Like,
yeah,
if she hadn't have pushed me to say yes to go pursue your dreams, I probably wouldn't have done it. I probably wouldn't have.
And then how long before she joined you here?
So we were apart for 2 years.
Oh,
so for the first 2 years of film school, I was just out here by myself in a long distance marriage.
Wow.
Which was pretty wild, but it worked out great.
Wow, I think that'd be tough for a lot of people to be separated for a long time like that. And plus, had you been to Los Angeles before?
No, I'd never been to California at all. So it was like one of those like almost fish out of water experiences. Like I got here, and I remember one of the first things was just showing up at LAX. It's just
it's scary.
It's scary.
It is,
it's terrifying. You're like, wait. Whoa, this one terminal is the size of my entire airport where I'm from, you know?
Right.
And you know how the cars circle and they just keep circling.
It's called panic attack circle.
Yeah, exactly. And like I like stepped out of the airport, and suddenly I was like, it felt like I was on a completely new planet, you know? And then what was weird is that I remember when I got to school, like the crosswalks in general, like I remember the crosswalks counted down from 30, and back where I'm home they count down from 10, and I was like, what is this? Like, it's gonna take me 30 seconds to get across the street, and in a lot of places it does. Right. So it was just like very strange. And I remember the first time I parked my car in the parking deck at USC, I didn't have that skill where you're like, okay, let me remember what row I'm on, you know? And I just parked my car and I went to class, and when I came back, I couldn't find my car, and me and my friends spent like 4 hours in the parking deck looking for my car. And this is like an 8-story parking
I've been there.
deck. I had no idea where my car was. That was like one of my first experiences out here.
And people drive pretty fast too in that parking garage.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
you can die in a parking garage.
Oh, you can, yeah,
totally.
in LA. Well, the second part of that question goes to the fact that these same people that were accepted, that thought someone was playing a joke on them, that they got in, then they were in this setting where they were getting peer feedback, and they had never been through a process like that before.
Yeah.
And it was actually quite upsetting to them.
Totally. Yeah.
And it kind of broke people. Some of them, they said.
Absolutely.
I was just wondering, without, maybe you could just talk in general terms, but how that was to get feedback.
Yeah, it's a weird experience. So you know, and I say this all with love and stuff for USC because it's my alma mater.
Oh, sure.
I love it with all my heart. But the feedback process, especially in film school, is like unnerving in so many ways because it's almost like tearing down people's work is almost like sport there. Like, it's like, oh yeah, you think you're good? Well, check this out. And, you know, and at the end of the day, it's all out of love, even though it's like really hard, harsh love. It's all to make the work better. But I mean, coming from me, I'd never really experienced that before. And I remember the first time we played my dailies, there was a room of like 50 people in it. And I'll never forget this. The first comment that I got, somebody raised their hand and said, "It doesn't look like this movie was directed by anybody." And I was like,
Oh no.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's what I'm in for. And the funny part was like they were kind of right because like you just couldn't tell any intention in my work at the time, you know. But like that was like the tone of how rough the notes process would be moving forward throughout school. And but what's weird is like after that class, I actually went and I cried in the courtyard. I went and I was like, I'll be right back, guys. And I went and I wept bitterly. And I had a moment after I wept and I realized, oh, I'm still here. I'm still here. I can try again. And it seemed like that process it sharpened me, if you will. And now I absolutely love people's feedback on my work. I love it. And now when people, and I've had with my first feature, I've had people literally walk up to me and say, "This is the worst movie I've ever seen." I'm like, okay, that's fine. And it doesn't really bother me anymore because like I know my work ethic, I know my intentions as a director, I know what I'm trying to do. So it helped me in the long run. And now actually I love it because I think the notes process, the feedback process only sharpens your work and makes it better if you know what your intention behind the work is. So I love it now.